We only have 100 by 100 blocks of space in this hardcore 100 days. There is a world border stopping us from leaving our 100 by 100. This is absolutely my favorite idea for a 100 days video that I've done. Just the thought of having super limited resources, and I'm just so curious to see how much you can actually do in a world like this. Anyway, if you're new to my channel, let me introduce myself. My name is Tizztom. I've been playing Minecraft for 10 years. I've been making YouTube videos for 6 years. I've been streaming on Twitch for like 2 years. I primarily make videos and stream me just playing the game. Just playing the game. Let's plays. 100 days. That's it. That's me. There's not a lot more to me. Let's log in to our 100 by 100 world for the first time. I'm excited. The first thing I did is I kind of walked around and tried to give myself a good feel for how much space we actually had. And yeah, it's 100 by 100. It's really, it takes like 10 seconds to walk from one side of the map to the other. Anyway, I finally punched my first tree, and I have a bit of a routine at the start of a new world. I make a wooden pickaxe, and I don't make any of the other wooden tools. I just go straight to a cave. I get myself 3 stone, and then I immediately upgrade to a stone pickaxe. I can't remember the last time I made any other wooden tools outside of a wooden pickaxe. But then I take my stone axe and I get a bunch more stone, and I get myself a bunch of stone tools. I literally just explained everyone's routine. I acted like this was my own special kind of routine. This is what everyone does, right? So yeah, I got myself sorted with stone tools anyway, and I snagged a couple bits of copper, a couple bits of iron that was right next to me. Headed back onto the surface, and a few animals had wandered into the world border, so that was nice. Killed those, got some food, killed some pigs, killed some cows. And we were lucky enough to get some sheeps. I found some sheeps. I made some shears, and I sheared them. I didn't want to kill them and chance not seeing any more sheep for a little while, so I made some shears and shaved them to be safe. And yeah, I skipped my first night. Not a lot happened on day 2. I just took out my first monster, killed a few things, and did a bit of mining. Not a lot happened. Just did some boring mining. The day 3, my inventory was starting to look like a bit of a mess, right? And since we only have 100 by 100 blocks of space, we don't have infinite resources. I don't think it was a very good idea to start throwing things away. So I wanted to plop down an area so we could put our chests. I actually started to build a house on day 3. I didn't really have a plan when it came to this house. I placed in the doors before I did the walls. I had like 0 plan. But we did have chests placed in so we could store our things. By the end of day 4, we had a roof. We had a roof. It didn't look too good, but we had a roof. Okay, that's enough music. On day 6, it was starting to look a little bit better. It was looking pretty good. I started to work on a path out front as well. Then went back down the cave on day 7 to gather some stone and gather some gravel for my path. And I got jumped by a couple skeletons. They nearly killed me. There's a geared up gold one, and I just lag it. It gets me down to 4 hearts. Yeah, I didn't really feel ready for that kind of skeleton. Anyway, I added some coarse dirt into my path, and I spent the rest of the day just chopping trees, just gathering resources. And I started to use that wood to make a wheat crop plot. So we obviously only have 100 by 100 blocks worth of space, which means we don't have all of the dirt in the world. So we have to be really, really careful. I actually went underneath where the crop plot is going to go, and I stole all of the dirt. I stole all of the dirt before I put the dirt over top. I'd managed to get myself a few seeds through punching grass. Not a lot. I placed those down. I used what bones I had to bone meal the crops to get more seeds. I wasn't doing super great for food, so pretty much once a day I would run around all of the 100 by 100 border just to check to see if any animals had wandered in that I could kill. I should have probably have trapped what cows walked into the 100 by 100 and bred them once I got wheat, but I didn't, okay? So a mine. I wanted to make a mine, and I ended up naming this mine the Twisted Mines because it was gonna end up looking pretty crazy. Crazy? That's fine. That's staying in the video. Anyway, there was one thing that I did do while setting up the border for this world. I made sure that the border was around the stronghold. Okay? There was still no guarantees that we could get into the end, since we would need blaze rods as well, and I didn't make sure that the Nether side had a fortress, because if you didn't know, the dimensions also have the 100 by 100, but I just thought maybe having the stronghold would make things a little bit more interesting, and who knows, if we do continue this world on and we don't have a Nether fortress in the Nether, then maybe at some point in the future they'll add a way to get blaze rods isn't just in the fortress. I don't know. And it actually surprised me how long it took to actually find the stronghold. It took like 100 by 100. You'd think you find it straight away, right? You just dig straight down and you find it. That is absolutely not the case. It took me quite a while to find it. See, I spent a little bit of time mining and I quit. I quit looking for the stronghold. I was looking for the stronghold. I gave up. I thought I'd come back later. Have another go. So I spent the next day just hanging out in my house. Trying to make the inside look a little bit prettier. Added proper storage and labeled things. By day 15, it was pretty much done. Give you a little bit of a tour here. We got an armor stand. Carries our things. Our first pick on the wall. Storage there. We got a nice table in the middle. I got my little smelting and crafting there, and I got a bunk bed. I was randomly jumping around outside the front of my house and had a bit of a fright. There was this guy. Just staring at me. I stared back at him, and I slowly backed up. I didn't have my armor on. I'd put it on an armor stand. So yeah, I grabbed that, put it on, and I took him out and his friends too. So now that the inside of the house had been decorated, I went back to looking for that stupid stronghold. Went back to looking for the stronghold. And at the end of day 16, I found it. It was connected to a mine shaft. By the way, I am sleeping like every single night at this point because I don't want to deal with mobs on the surface when I do eventually go back up. I was really hoping for a mending book inside these chests, but yeah, I got loyalty 3, smite 4, and in the other chest there was a power 4, protection 3, bane of arthropods, and yeah, quick shot. Nothing I really wanted. So I took the disappointment out on these books. I actually need these anyway because we didn't have any sugarcane inside our 100 by 100. So if we wanted to have an enchanting setup, we needed to take these books. And oh my god, it seemed like to me that the hostile mobs were only spawning inside the border. Like there was none outside the border, which meant our little 100 by 100 was absolutely filled with hostile mobs. It was nuts. This was my closest call I'd had so far. I continued to explore the mine shaft and stronghold and the caves surrounding it, and I bumped into these two skeletons that just beat the heck on me. Yeah, closest call I had, I got down to 3 hearts. On day 18, I also found this guy. I grabbed my bucket and I snatched him really quick. Girlfriend named him Sparkles. And now Sparkles, poor Sparkles, will proceed to just sit in my inventory for the next 70 days. I had a slight heart attack on day 19. Stupid baby zombie spawned in behind me and he was a dead end. So I couldn't really run away. And he got me super low. I knocked down to 2 hearts there. Another close call. I panicked and just locked myself in. Oh, by the way, I know we can't go in yet, but I was looking for the portal. I wanted to find the portal so I could build a staircase going down to it from our mines. And yeah, sure enough, I came across it, and yeah, I built my little tunnel to the Twisted Mines to link things up. Nothing really happened on day 21. My wheat field had all been filled in now though, so that's nice. I made some hoppers, and it was time to build a new house. I wanted to build a blacksmith house that was gonna house our super basic smelter. Literally just 2 furnaces, but it was, I don't know, it was nice to have. It started off kind of looking like one of those old village blacksmiths that you find just randomly generated around the world. I tried my best to make it look pretty though. I tried my best. By the end of day 25, it was looking pretty good, I thought, at least. It was looking pretty good. It kind of looked like one of those basic blacksmiths, like I said, that you find in the old villages, but like an upgraded version, I guess, like an improved version of it, maybe. Day 26, I pretty much spent all day just connecting up the 2 houses with a path. And day 27 and day 28, I spent pretty much just chopping trees, gathering wood for future projects. Day 29, I had realized that there was like no trees left. I pillared up to have a look, and yeah, we'd pretty much deforested the whole place, which was terrible. That's really, really bad. So day 30 was Operation Plant a Buttload of Saplings. I planted a bunch of saplings day 30. I also got working on a little composting area. By this point, I was starting to build up a fair bit of seeds that I had nothing to do with. So I figured I'd make a little composting area, automatic composting area, where I could throw the seeds in and we could get a little bit of bone meal back out of it. I wasn't quite happy with the path that we had started, so I was trying my best to make it look better. I was adding a bunch of bushes and fences and I don't know. I just started placing bushes. Bushes usually make everything look better, right? Anyway, I wanted diamonds. Day 32. I went down into the Twisted Mines. I went down to Y level and I went down to Y level 11 and yeah, we just dug, tried to find some diamonds. For some reason, I was digging out like a big room. Instead of strip mining, I was digging out a big room. I did switch to strip mining a little bit later on, but yeah, I wasted a couple days digging out a stupid giant room. But day 34 was the day I found some diamonds. It was only 2. I wanted 5. I wanted 2 for an enchanter and I wanted 3 for a pickaxe. But it was just 2. Luckily later in the day I found some more. I only mined the 5 though. And I thought I'd come back when I got fortune on a pickaxe and we can grab the rest then. Since we don't have unlimited diamonds, we absolutely could only take what we needed for now. Day 35, I made my first diamond tool. I made a diamond pickaxe and I headed back down into the Twisted Mines so I could grab myself some obsidian. I got 4 obsidian so we could make a Enchanting Station. But just threw the books down for now and I decorated around it in a minute. Yeah, I put the enchanter down, checked what we'd get on a pickaxe. Efficiency 4. I checked a book and still not great. Respiration 3. I was obviously looking for the fortune. Fortune 3. We still could potentially get the fortune on either of those, but would have been nice to have just seen it, right? The very first enchant, it would have been lovely. I don't know what was going on, but the amount of pillager patrols I had in this 100 days, it was insane. In the middle of making a house around my enchanting setup, I got attacked by these guys. Pillager patrol number 2. I'm pretty sure there's like 4 or 5 pillager patrols that attack me between this 100 days. Anyway, by the end of day 38, I thought the place was looking pretty good. The inside I was happy with. The outside I was happy with. I was pretty pleased with the way it turned out. Remember that automatic composting setup that we made earlier on? I was using the bone meal to try and make the place look a little bit more overgrown. I was just spamming grass everywhere. Just spamming grass everywhere. Anyway, I started something on day 40, which would turn out to be the most frustrating thing that we would do in the entirety of the 100 days. I went into the portal room, and the plan was to turn the silverfish spawner into an XP farm. Which was the most frustrated. These things. I hate them. I seriously hate them. I actually decided to make a fishing rod and have a break from it after 1 day of working on it. I just fished. I needed a break. So farm animals hadn't really been spawning inside our 100 by 100. I got really, really lucky on day 42 though. I managed to persuade a cow to come into our 100 by 100 area, which was lovely. I made a pen for him, and then the idea of having 2 of these guys was on my mind. So I just sort of waited and watched the farm animals outside to hopefully have one get close enough where I can lure a second one in. It didn't happen that day. Sadly. A pillager patrol decided to turn up on my doorstep though, which was absolutely lovely. Like I say, the amount of times I had to deal with these guys, it was insane. I'd gone to level 30, which was exciting. I ran over to my enchanting setup, threw my pickaxe in with some lapis, and I wasn't really lucky, sadly. I got efficiency 4 and unbreaking 3, which wasn't ideal. So yeah, it was time to go back to the silverfish spawner. This stupid thing. The plan was to build the room out of wood so they couldn't jump into any of the stone blocks and stuff. So I went ahead and replaced a bunch of the blocks with wood. And yeah, this took a good few days to get done. Between making that farm, I had passed level 30 again. And yeah, the next enchant we were going to get on a pickaxe was actually Fortune, which was lovely. So I got Fortune 3. Efficiency 4 and an unbreaking 3 pickaxe. Super, super happy. I was getting close to having this thing finally done, and the most random thing happened, and I burst out laughing. There was some reason, just a random chicken. Oh, there was just a random chicken, which was actually really, really nice because I not got chickens just yet. So I lured this guy back up to the surface. Oh, I'd managed to get a second cow at this point too, so we had a few cows now that I could breed, which was lovely. Sadly, this chicken randomly just disappears at some point. I don't know what happened to it, but it disappears randomly. And oh my god, finally, day 49, this stupid thing was finished. So they flow down in the water streams, and yeah, I can just stand here and smack them. And when they die, the XP just comes straight to me. It's lovely. So I wanted to make the area where we kept the cows a little bit prettier. Honestly, I built something up, but it didn't look very good though. I didn't think it looked very good, so I pretty much tore it down and started again. Yeah, after redoing it, I was way more happy with the way it turned out. Pretty simple stuff, but I thought it was looking good. Remember that chicken that just randomly poofed on me? It just randomly poofed, disappeared. It was gone. I made a grave for it. I put a sign saying "Rip Chicken was my best friend." I did a pretty random thing next. Not that the whole chicken grave wasn't random, but I decided to make a watchtower for some reason. I decided to make a watchtower right next to the cow pen. Putting aside the fact that it was a bit random, I do like the way it turned out though. I thought it looked pretty good. I was happy with it. I linked up the path then over to this thing as well. I wanted to do a little bit of fortune mining next. I have this fortune pickaxe and I'd not really done anything with it. So I went down into the caves below. And you know what's surprising is how I kind of didn't run out of things to mine in this 100 days. I thought like I'd rip through all of the resources in the first 100 days really quick, and then I'd be struggling, right? But it was actually like the caves below me, they seemed to like never run out. I don't know, there was enough to last me. It'll be interesting to see for sure if we do another 100 days in this world or another one after that, or see how far we could go, right? Really interesting to see how things turn out if we keep going. Spent day 56 mining. Spent day 57 just flipping, running away. Just running away. I got poisoned. I lagged it. Do you know how much stuff we actually had in this 100 by 100? It was insane. We obviously have the stronghold, we have a mine shaft, we have a geode here that I just found. There's actually 2 geodes. Two geodes, and there was one like right on the edge. Like it was half half in and half out of the borders, so we had 2.5 pretty much. There's a geode, which is super nice. I'd gone a fair few levels by this point, so I decided to do a little bit of enchanting. I pretty much just walked away with an unbreaking free shovel. I did get efficiency 4 and fortune on it once, but I used the grindstone to take the enchants off just because I didn't want fortune on my shovel. If I go and break a bit of gravel with that shovel, then that block is gone, right? And I have a bit of flint. I'd rather have the block than the flint. I had this stupid idea, right? I wanted to make a diamond throne at some point in this 100 days. But sadly, I never had enough time to do it. I was struggling to find diamonds, and it just never became a thing. And oh my god, I found a skeleton spawner while I was digging around looking for diamonds on day 60. And I was happy, but at the same time, I was thinking, God, I wish I found this like 20 days sooner so I didn't have to mess with that stupid silverfish spawner. So I had mixed feelings on finding this thing, but I don't know, it's a good thing. I dug up anyway. I made a ladder going from this to the surface, and right in front of the ladder, I made like a skull to decorate it. I think it turned out pretty good. I like it. I got right to work the next day. I was super excited at the thought of having easy access to bones. I was using a lot of bones. I got it finished on day 63. We got it finished. I broke out the torches. Skeletons are spawning in. We had easy access to bones. We had easy access to arrows. We had all of the XP we needed. Didn't have to use a stupid silverfish spawner anymore. Oh, and also, I managed to get a zombie to drop a carrot at some point, so I went ahead and started to make a little crop plot for that as well. We'd made it to a stack of days. 64 days. 64 days. If you can see my levels jumping up and down constantly, by the way, it's because I have ways of getting XP now, and I'm just tinkering with enchanting things. Anyway, a stack of days. I planted down a carrot. I didn't do a lot more that day. Did some pretty basic stuff on day 65 as well. I bred the cows and I bone mealed the carrots. I started to build something on day 66. I wanted to make a fishing cabin where we could fish at. Not entirely sure what these things are called IRL, but I did struggle with this thing. What is it, like a pier? A pier? A dock? I don't know. I really struggled with this though. I ended up doing something with campfires. I placed down campfires and then I used the shovel to extinguish the fire. I definitely thought too much when it comes to this little thing. I stood there looking at it for way too long. I spent like half a day just looking at the stupid thing. Totally forgot to record for most of day 68, so sorry about that. All I've got for day 68 is I made some boots because I wanted to go into the nether. Made some gold boots. I know we have 100 by 100 blocks of space, and if you're curious, by the way, the nether is also limited to 100 by 100, so I know we could have spawned in a basalt delta and not had piglins, so we wouldn't have needed the gold boots, but I made the gold boots just in case. We actually had a basalt delta and a crimson forest through between the two biomes in our 100 by 100, so we did actually need the boots because there was pigos. Sadly, it was a long shot anyway, okay, but sadly we didn't get a fortress inside of 100 by 100, which I was expecting to not have one anyway. Hopefully, like I said, at some point in the future, if we're still doing this, maybe there's a way we can get blaze rods. It's probably going to be really, really unlikely, but yeah, for now, the end is off limits, sadly. There wasn't really a lot I wanted to do in here, to be honest. Stupid gas blew up my pole though, so that was fine. I lit it back up after running away, and yeah, I left. Day 70 was a pretty big day. It was a pretty big day. It was cow murder day. So I had been I had been breeding these guys, and oh my god, there's so many cows. It's insane. I've been breeding these guys on and off for the last god knows how long. So now we have a lot of cows. So I decided that the day 70 was the day we were gonna kill them. We were gonna take our looting swords, and I was gonna kill them all, get as much lava and get as much food as I could out of it. Another big thing we did on day 70 was actually traded in my iron gear for a full set of diamond gear, which was nice. I spent the next couple days then just killing skeletons, XP grinder. and enchanting a little bit. Okay, so at this point, I was still very much wanting to build a diamond throne. Okay, at this point, I was very much still wanting to do that. So I spent a good few days digging. I had very, very little luck. I don't want to talk about it. I continued to dig, and yeah, my pickaxe was looking pretty beaten up at this point, so I went ahead and enchanted a new one. I got an efficiency 4 and breaking 3 pickaxe, and I decided to take an anvil and combine both the pickaxes so I could get an efficiency 5 pickaxe. Cost me 13 levels. And yeah, so we had an efficiency 5 pickaxe. The day 78 was the day. It was the day I quit. I was done looking for diamonds. I'd been mining enough, and I just weren't getting enough. I just weren't finding enough. It's really, really hard to find diamonds in a 100 by 100 area. It was like cheese down there. It was insane. I settled for a fancy spyglass. I made a spyglass. I really, really like these things. I just sort of walked around the rest of the day 78 looking at things. In a 100 by 100 world. I guess day 79 was a pretty big day as well. I'd found a sheep that had wandered into our 100 by 100 area, which was super, super exciting. We could get infinite amount of wool now. And yeah, later on in that day as well, I had managed to persuade another one to come into the 100 by 100, which was absolutely lovely. Okay, I'm back. So there was some issues with the recording from day 80 to day 82. There was some issues, so I added that little music montage. Don't worry about it. It fixes it. Okay. Anyway, so I didn't like the path. Totally redid the path, as you just seen. Going around the town that we're building. And yeah, day 83, I decided. You remember the axolotl that we got? That has been sat in my inventory for the last like 50 days. I decided to make a house for it, and we were gonna build a fish tank inside the house. I didn't really have a plan when it came to building this house. I knew it was gonna be bigger than the other ones, and I knew there was gonna be a fish tank inside it. Otherwise, I was just gonna try my best to make it fit in with the rest of the town. So since I lit up most of the caves underneath a 100 by 100, and it seemed like hostile mobs were only spawning in our border, every time we created a dark spot, mobs would take that opportunity to just spawn in like crazy. So yeah, there was we got a chicken out of this though, which was great. Our chicken actually randomly disappeared, right? So now we have another one, which is nice. I tried something I've never tried before when it comes to building roofs. I'm really, really bad when it comes to roofs, it feels like. So I tried to build a roof on top of the roof, right? It sounds weird. I've seen loads of people do something like this though. It was my first attempt at trying it. I thought it looked pretty good. I'm sure I will get better at doing that sort of style roof though. Was gathering sand from the water nearby, by the way, to make our fish tank out of. Day 88, I finally got the axolotl aquarium placed in, and yeah, put the axolotl down, filled it all in with water. I spammed some bone meal on the floor, so I had some greenery in it, and yeah, there was some sand as well. There was some sand in here as well. So we have the world border, right? And that's keeping us in. That's keeping us from leaving the 100 by 100. What if I don't want to go, right? What if I don't want to go? What if I want to stop things from coming in instead? I went ahead and started to build a wall around the 100 by 100. I started to build a wall. This took quite a while. This took pretty much the rest of my days. A lot of tree chopping. A lot of placing logs and yeah, I think it turned out pretty good in the end. We just did this jagged sort of bandit styled wall around the whole thing. So we made it, day 100. We made it. The last thing that I did is I went around and spammed some grass along my new path that we had made. And yeah, I just had to walk around. I just had a bit of a walk around, looking at the things that I built in the 100 days. Honestly, I'm pretty proud of the area that we built up here. I'm really excited to see if we do another 100 days in this world. We'll obviously have to see how you guys feel about this video and this idea. And I want to do more. Let me know if you guys want to see more 100 days in this world, or even if you want more videos in a 100 by 100 world. Like, I don't know how we do it, but I really like the 100 by 100 thing. I don't know why. Having things be super limited is just super interesting to me. I don't know what we could get up to outside of a 100 days video, but I really enjoyed the 100 by 100 concept. Absolutely loved it. There's our axolotl in there. But yeah, like I said, super happy with how this video turned out. Super happy with how the area turned out. Super happy. Just in general. But this is just about it for the 100 days. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I had a blast. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.